Hi guys, welcome to Learn Tech from Zero. Today we will be covering a very important topic which is TCP IP and OSI model. This is the foundation of IT. If you don't know what TCP and IP and OSI model is, you will not be able to understand IT properly. To get into cybersecurity, which is one of the hot career at the moment, to get into networking, to get into cloud architecture, and so basically for all the IT related work, if you don't know what TCP IP and OSI model is, you will not be able to have a really good foundation. You will be clueless. When you know these models, everything will make sense to you. You will know how devices communicate, and if you know TCP IP and OSI model and how they work in general, you can progress quickly within an IT career, or even if you want to get into IT. If you are new to IT, you need to know this, otherwise you will be clueless. This is the starting point of an IT career. Today's video, I will make sure that it's not too long, as my other videos are 20-30 minutes long. So from now on, I will try to post shorter videos on TikTok, and if you want longer videos, you will have to go to YouTube and watch uh, all other topics in greater details. All right, so today I will just quickly explain you what TCP IP model and OSI model is, which will give you a good understanding in a very short amount of time. All right, so let's start with TCP and IP model. So TCP IP model is the current model that all the networking devices use. This is the model that has been implemented in their software, in the way they should function in their operating system. So TCP IP model, let's say if you're using a Samsung phone, your computer, Windows 11 computer, your Linux laptop, whatever, any devices that communicates or communicates over the internet or communicates between different devices, they have TCP IP model implemented in them. So it's in their software. This is how they will run. It's in their operating system. So and so the OSI model is just a conceptual model where this is for diagnosis, like to find more information. If there is a problem, if there is an error, like if you get an error code with OSI model, you should be able to figure out where exactly the problem is, because in the TCP IP model application has three separate models in it, and if you use the OSI model, you will know exactly where the problem is. I will not go too much in detail. So if you want to know more about this, you go on Learn Tech from Zero and click on TCP, IP, and OSI model. I have also other TikTok videos where I have theoretical notes about all these TCP, IP, and OSI model. So I'll just give you a quick example of how this works in real life. For example, when let's say you are browsing, and you on your laptop, and from there what will happen is, let's say you are using the browser, you are trying to send an email or trying to access in YouTube. So the application will create some data that needs to be, so let's say if you're trying to access YouTube, so it will create a data to send it to YouTube. Okay, all right, let's just stay there. So we have some data that the browser generated, because it says, okay, this is where you want to go. um, so it just creates the data where, because we if I want to explain you how this works in details, I might have a lot of new students who wouldn't understand. So we will try to keep it very simple. So let's say your browser creates some information that you are trying to access this, okay? And then it goes to the next layer, which is the transport layer. So it goes to the operating system. So transport layer is TCP and UDP. So the operating system then adds more information to it. It will say, You have when we say operating system, you have transport modules, like a software within in the network stack, like in the software written, where it will, when the information generated from those protocols come to the transport layer, it will decide which communication. So there are only two ways to communicate: TCP and UDP. If you don't know what they are, I have other videos. You have to everything that I say. If you don't understand, I have videos related to it. So you should not give up. If you don't understand, you need to do a bit of research, ask questions, leave a comment, and try to find answers, and everything will make sense to you. So TCP is a reliable connection, UDP is for very fast connection, which is not reliable. Then then it creates the data that needs to be sent to the other device. To let's say you are trying to access YouTube, so it will create the data that we need to send it to YouTube, and then it will decide if it's going to be TCP or UDP, and then it will then go and then in the operating system, the IP module, it will add all the IP addresses. Let's say IP module, let's say your the software will communicate with the router, and then it will find the IP addresses and it will add it to that data. All right, and then we have a network interface. Sometimes TCP IP has officially they are four layers, but within this last layer, network interface layer, there we can some say there are five layers, and it's for educational purpose, but officially it's just four. But if you break it down into five layers, it will make sense. So you have the data that needs to go to the YouTube. It then decides if it's TCP or UDP, right? And then it adds the software IP module. It communicates with the router, and it's add the IP addresses of where it needs to go, and then it goes to network interface. So network interface has two um, sections. So one is the software and one is the hardware. The software is your um, the network driver. So if you have a Wi-Fi, you will have a Wi-Fi driver. If you go to the driver section in your laptop, sorry, computer operating system, you will see you have a Wi-Fi driver. That the driver makes the connection work. So the driver will basically just one second. So the driver will communicate with the internet, and it will add all the rest of the necessary information. um, it also deals with MAC addresses, so the driver will try to most probably add MAC addresses. If you don't know what MAC addresses is, MAC addresses are the physical addresses of all the devices have. So every devices have MAC addresses. Okay, so the driver will find the MAC addresses, and it will add the rest of the information to the MAC address. So that's the software part. And then it goes to the network interface card, NIC. So that's the hardware, and that's when it will send it out to the internet. So this is how the communication occur in devices. I hope I made sense to you. If you have any questions, you leave a comment. And if you want to know more about it, make sure to watch the detailed video on YouTube. I want to repeat again: OSI model is TCP, IP, and OSI model is the foundation of IT. You need to understand what TCP, IP, and OSI model is. If you don't understand what they are, you will struggle in IT. And this is really good for beginners as well. And OSI model is just for so this is the TCP IP model that all the devices, all the mobile phones, literally anything that communicates with the internet with different devices, anything, all digital products use TCP IP model. And then OSI model is for troubleshooting, finding problems where exactly the problem is, and then you use OSI model to quickly figure out that problem. And network engineers, cybersecurity people, and other people in the IT field, they use this OSI model for reference. And if you want to know more about it, go onto our website and learn more about it. This is really important, and if you are new to this OSI, TCP, IP, and OSI model, learning about this TCP and IP, TCP, IP, and OSI model will open the IT world for you. So thank you so much for your time, and I will come back with the next video within a day or two. If you have liked my explanation and if you want to know more, I would really appreciate if you can just give me a follow and like to show support. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you soon.